Hello and welcome to Raksha's introductory meeting. My name is Dave Sharma and I'm the founder and president of the Raksha Foundation. And you might or might not know, Raksha is basically a nonprofit organization that seeks your help in assisting underprivileged individuals to build their own foundations in life. And we'll be talking more about our goals and my specific passion and why I created Raksha as a whole. And yeah, let's just get started with what we want to talk about today. First, we wanted to go into what we represent as a organization. And we feel like the main symbol that represents our motive is basically our logo. And on the right, you can see our logo right there. It consists of the two hands, which basically symbolizes us as humanity or those who serve others in the world. And the two hands basically support the lotus in the middle, which represent a blossoming world. And it basically shows what we envisioned for our motive. So by how we want to stay rooted in improving security and positivity in other people's lives. And this is also a reoccurring theme throughout our website and our Instagram and our slideshow that you could see. The color blue, which also is derived from the color of water, basically symbolizes the essence of life, which is also reflected upon humanity because us as humans were brought by God so that we could basically serve others that don't have as much as we do. So yeah, that's basically our motive to make equality in the world so that we can make people smile and basically use what we're good at so that we can improve other people's lives. So now we'll be going into the main goals of Raksha as a whole. These are the four main points that we have. The first one is basically to serve our local underprivileged and under-resourced through creativity. And we feel like this is something that makes us really unique as an organization because we want to use what we're good at and our skills so that we can improve the lives of others. We want to mainly do this by doing seasonal clothing drives, interacting with those in need through fun activities, and doing food drives and also donations that can go towards major hospitals and other places that basically serve people around the world and locally. A second one of our goals is basically to promote awareness on current world issues. We want to do this by sending a newsletter to our members. We'll be talking more about how to sign up for membership later on in the slideshow. But that's one of the main things that we want to do so that we can bring attention to events that we think are really important to be solved through our motive, and certain events that you guys can take take advantage of, and basically be a part of our motive. And we also want to spread awareness through our Instagram so that we can also reach people, not only people who are members, but also other people who are interested in our motive. And we also will be holding events as opportunities for the community and so that you guys can be more involved in the certain goals that we want to achieve for the future. And then one of our third goals is to reach out to organizations abroad and South Asian countries in need. One of our long-term goals to do so is the Raksha clothing program that we want to establish in India. This is really tied to my own interest in being close to my own ethnicity and my culture, and also helping people through my own skills in designing clothes. I really thought that this would be a core goal of Raksha so that we could basically make handmade clothes and distribute them to families in need. And also our fourth goal is basically, it ties to our first and third goal. It's to assist in the funding of education, medicine, and the building of shelter. We want to do this through the accumulation of fundraisers and donations. And through this, we'll make like a greater impact abroad. So we'll use such money to establish our clothing program, and we'll also try to contribute to organizations and companies that have projects in building schools or shelter. And now we'll be talking more about me as the founder and what my passion of making Raksha was. So ever since I was a kid, I always had this love for being curious about the complexity of the world and also being very organized with the range of hobbies that I had ever since I was a kid, such as clothing designing, interior design, sketching, and literary writing. This brought me into the fields of architecture, design, and business, which I also want to take on as a part of my future and the things that basically guide me further in Raksha. And by establishing this organization, I want to plan to make Raksha as an organization that basically improves others' lives through the lens of creativity. I always wanted to look at the world in a way that's more differently. I wanted to use my own skills so that I could make other people smile and I could benefit other people's lives through that. And I wanted to basically influence you guys to use whatever you're good at so that you can also have a say in improving people's lives around the world. I wanted to use these skills in design and art so that I could also provide families with homemade clothing, like I said, for the Raksha Clothing Foundation or Raksha Clothing Program, and to also contribute to housing projects because that's one of my major skills and hobbies in interior design and architecture as well. And I just wanted to gather a team of people who can make people smile through what they're good at and through small acts of care as well. Now we'll be talking about the certain events that we want to do, and they're kind of tied to the certain goals that I talked about before. So one of our first events is a seasonal clothing donation. We wanted to do this so that we could encourage the community to basically donate clothing during certain times of the year that there's high time or a high demand for such clothing for people in need. And this is usually during fall or winter or summer. And also we wanted to do food drives so that we could gather food from across the community and donate them to families in need locally and also globally. And like we said before, we wanted to use fundraisers so that we could also interact with students and Raksha members through selling merch and baked goods or snacks, so that we could also raise money to fund it into our clothing program for later, and education or homelessness, and also healthcare. And also we wanted to do community service events so that we could also together volunteer at local soup kitchens, nursing homes, or other places that also contribute in improving global conditions. And also another idea that we had was to open up the ideas of events to you guys as members so that you guys can also brainstorm of things of how we could enhance our motive and how we could do new things that could further the goals that we want to achieve for our own success or for our own success. Because change is basically facilitated through us as a team together working towards a common cause. And I feel like that's something that makes us at Raksha really together and unique in a way. So now I wanted to talk about why your help in particular is needed. So as you could see on the slide, there's statistics on the local and more global aspect of why poverty is very prevalent in the world. As you can see, in 2020, the US poverty rate rose to 11.4% of Americans, which is 37.2 million Americans. And this is in spite of being rated or ranked 19 out of 167 nations in the Global Prosperity Index. And on a more global level, 1.2 billion people in 111 countries are considered under the extreme global poverty. And rather than problems at Raksha, we like to think of these as more worldly flaws that are caused by a lack of action taken by ourselves or individuals in our community. And we can only reverse this by teaming up together. And Raksha is a small way of contributing to the lives of others, but it's also a really helpful way of doing so. And it also helps to soothe the earth of the pressures that we put upon it every day and make people smile at the end of the day as well. So throughout the slideshow, you might have been thinking, how can you be more involved in such a mission? So now we'll be talking about more of the things that you'll be able to be a part of, such as leadership roles or membership as well. So we want you to think, and we want this question to resonate with you. Would you like to relieve the global problems of today for a better tomorrow? And if so, you should really join Raksha as a member today, because not only is it helping you, but it's also benefiting other people. And as you could see with our goals, we have a wide variety of things that we want to target as things that can help to improve other people's lives. And not only will you get community service hours through our events, but you'll also get a newsletter, like we said before, which remind you of events and certain things happening in the world that you need to know of. And also you'll be fulfilling one of the requirements for having a potential leadership role, which we'll be talking about later on. And you'll have a chance of hanging out with your friends while having fun and serving the community as well. And most importantly, you'll be getting the chance to make people smile as well. So now we wanted to just give out a couple of seconds for people to scan the QR code. We really encourage you guys to be a member and sign up through the Google form that's attached with the QR code. So yeah, I'll be just giving out a couple of seconds for people who want to do that. This is a really good opportunity, like I just said. And yeah, for anyone who hasn't done so, yeah, you can do it right now.
Dave, it looks like the QR code is expired. Someone mentioned in the chat. Do you have the link and you can just like post it in the chat?
Yeah, one sec. Let me check. After the membership, now we'll be talking about executive board positions. And just like I put into the chat, that was the executive board member sign up. And as I said, we won't be really looking at applications as of right now. We'll probably be looking at them more later in the year. But just for you to look through the requirements and certain things that you need to basically show in your leadership, and why you want to take up a leadership role as Raksha. That's one of the main things that we really look at. And as you can see on the slide, you have to be regularly attending our meetings, which also includes this meeting. And you also really have to show an interest in serving the community, because passion is what we really look for in Raksha, and we really want to gather a team of leaders that can be able to really make an impact on other people and have really an interest in doing so. And you also have to be ready to carry out tasks or participate when needed, because there's many types of things that I might have to get done, or there might be certain tasks that you might have to get done so that we can promote meetings. We can also organize meetings as well, and we can communicate on new things that we can do together. So now you might be thinking of what's coming up in the near future. Like, even if you're a member, how can you take up a greater role in the certain motive that we have? And what are the certain events that we'll be holding so that we can achieve such goals? So just to start off, our organization, we wanted to serve children abroad at Feed My Starving Children. We feel that to be more connected with our members, though, we wanted to take a poll to see which day is best for your guys' availability as well, because we feel that it's really good to know the interests of our members and new and existing members. So yeah, people can scan the QR code on the right so that you can do the poll. It's a bit longer than the membership sign up, but you can go ahead and do that right now. We'll also be posting about the executive board positions and these later on. We'll also be posting about the poll later on our Instagram. So that if you guys don't know your availability as of right now, you can also express your interest of coming to the event and talking about when you'll be free to come later on. So anyone who wants to do it right now can scan the QR code. I'll give out a couple of seconds for people who want to do that. So now we want to move it to you guys and have anything cleared up that you have. You can raise your hand and I'll be able to answer any questions that you have. I feel like this is a really good time so that you guys can ask me questions and I can clear it up for anyone else who has it as well. So yeah, just go ahead and you can raise your hand and I'll try to answer anything that you guys have.
If you're not able to unmute yourselves, you guys can also use the chat. I'm looking at the chat as well. But yeah, feel free. Looks like no one has any questions.
Mm.
If you guys have like any questions like after this meeting as well, you can feel free to contact us. We'll give our contact information in the next slide. But yeah, it's totally fine if you guys don't have any questions at the moment. But yeah.
If you guys need to think of some, or like if you come up to one, then you can just like email us on you can email us at rakshafoundation.us@gmail.com, and you can also DM us on Instagram or even look at our website to look at our motive and other things that we might be wanting to do for the future. So yeah, this is basically it. Thank you all for coming to this introductory meeting. I'm so happy that I saw all of you guys here, and it's really important to me as a founder that all of you guys came here and supported me and showed your interest in basically supporting Raksha and taking part of it. And further details on events and leadership opportunities will also be posted on our Instagram, Raksha _org. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can also email us and go to our website and everything. Yeah, so that's basically it. If you guys have any questions still, you can stay afterwards and I'll love to answer it. But you guys are free to go now. Thank you everyone again for coming. And yeah, I'll see you guys in another event or opportunity. And yeah.